And a very good morning to you all. I also would like to welcome the acting chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Nand, and also members of the Board of Trustees that are present here today, the donor agencies for whom they keep supporting the services that we provide, the government representatives that are here today, invited guests, staff from all the...
Glad to be here to be with you. It's an honor and a great privilege for me to be attending this 21st anniversary of Empower Pacific. Indeed, it is a great pleasure to know that you have developed, you have grown, and have matured. For today, we celebrate your 21st birthday, your coming of age, so to speak. Empower Pacific began life as the Family Support and Education Group in 1994, when a group of dedicated volunteers banded together. I'm sorry, I misplaced my glasses in the hotel, so I'm struggling a bit to read this speech. Banded together to establish a service that would address the needs of all people experiencing physical and psychological hardships. Their aim was simple. It was to enhance the physical and mental welfare of the community through counseling and community education programs. And they set about establishing a professional network of counseling and social support services to achieve this outcome. Progress in the first 10 years was consistent but focused only on Lautoka and the Western Division. It is noted that growth and expansion increased rapidly from the year 2000, so that by 2000 new offices in other divisions became a realistic possibility, with branches opening in Nandi, Lambasa, and CWM in Suva. Growth was such that Empower Pacific Board in April 2008 changed the name from the Family Support and Education Group to Pacific Counseling and Social Services. This change was deemed necessary to reflect the broader scope and reach of the organization. A further name change to Empower Pacific occurred in September 2012. The new name shifted the emphasis from describing what the organization did to explaining why it did it. And this new name says it all. Empower Pacific has played and will continue to play an important role in our health systems. The Ministry of Health and Medical Services, through an informal arrangement, has benefited a lot, not only the ministry but the whole people of this country, from your support since 1997. Recognizing your important contribution and perseverance in providing services to our people, entered into a formal agreement in 2003, and these formal agreements have continued to this day. As the Minister for Health and Medical Services, though perhaps my greatest interest is in Empower Pacific's ability to provide counselors with specialist STI and HIV certification. This service has been the backbone of our antenatal HIV testing and counseling program. It is a significant counseling program which last year reached some 13,000 pregnant women in Fiji. It's quite a large number. Empower Pacific, from its inception as Family Support and Education Group and as Pacific Counseling and Social Services, has been an active participant in the Ministry's plans to make mental health services available outside Suva. Empower Pacific initially availed itself to the Ministry of Health and Medical Services in providing crisis counseling services to persons with severe emotional disturbances living in the West, while based in Lautoka. It showed its commitment to support the National Mental Health Services by expanding its counseling services to other town centers in Fiji. The Ministry of Health and Medical Services recognized the need for counseling services, and Empower Pacific stepped in to address the gap. Empower Pacific has worked closely with the mental health services of the ministry since its humble beginnings. Even today, the partnership between the ministry's mental health services and Empower Pacific is evident in the almost daily referrals of patients for crisis counseling from our mental health units and health facilities. Empower Pacific is also an important partner in the suicide prevention strategies of the Ministry of Health and Medical Services. As of today, all cases of attempted suicides in the divisional hospitals, Lautoka, Lambasa, and the CWM are referred to Empower Pacific for crisis counseling. Through hard work and collaboration with their partners, Empower Pacific last year, for example, provided timely and effective services to our clients. More than 13,400 antenatal clients and 3,000 general clients access Empower Pacific counselors and social workers. Of the total clients who accessed the services, 208 cases were of attempted suicide, 123 cases of child abuse, and 150 cases of gender-based violence. I thank Empower Pacific for maintaining high standards of training and qualifications, and am pleased that they are able to serve the clients and patients in our health services outlets. Social services in Fiji are at a critical development stage, where continued positive development depends on the establishment of a recognized international standards of quality infrastructure and a skills base that we need in this country. One of the greatest challenges faced is the lack of professionally trained and accredited counselors. Large numbers of people are living in isolation with little or no support from family or friends. Empower Pacific's work to date with the hospital services and in the broader community shows that there is an urgent need for the provision of support programs. Available statistics show significant needs in the areas of grief and loss, suicide, family and marital relationships, undiagnosed and untreated mental health issues, child abuse, gender-based violence, poverty, and social isolation. All of these issues have the potential to undermine an individual and a family's ability to interact positively, maintain employment and sustain income, access education and health care, and to generally function in a social environment. Unaddressed, these issues can have a massive social impact on whole communities and eventually on the nation. And in addition to that, the World Health Organization has estimated by the year 2020, mental health issues will become the second largest cause of disability in people. So it's going to be a major issue, and we're beginning to see that trend in Fiji. We will need to have a lot more preventive type activities that we have, but we always then appreciate our partners that can provide that counseling to help those that are suffering these problems. The strength of Empower Pacific is that it operates as an independent community service organization, operating with a broad range of other NGOs and government departments. It has operated behavior change programs in prisons, income generation programs in the sugar regions, and training programs in the community and industry. We also recognize the important role that Empower Pacific plays in disaster preparedness and its current initiative in implementing community programs in financial literacy, men's behavior change, positive parenting, and support for those caring for the aged or people with disability. We are impressed by what Empower Pacific has achieved in 21 years. It is truly a Fiji success story. It has grown from a small organization employing one paid staff member to an organization of some 50 staff. It has worked quietly and consistently for the people of Fiji and the broader Pacific. I am pleased to be able to say that this work will continue. Today, I understand that there's going to be a launching of a new strategic plan which will guide the organization until 2019 and beyond. This document lays out the goals and expected outcomes of Empower Pacific and details management, structures, projects, and strategies the organization will employ to meet its goals. The document is a living document, one that will be regularly reviewed in response to new and emerging trends. This plan will provide donors, sponsors, government departments and other key stakeholders with the assurance that Empower Pacific is seriously committed to achieving the goals and outcomes detailed in this plan. Developing from a local volunteer group to becoming a professional service delivery organization operating across Fiji, increasing its skills and professionalism, recognition, and attracting significant international funding and partnership for its work, we are indeed proud that this homegrown Fiji NGO has achieved this level of international recognition. My most sincere and utmost congratulations to the 21st anniversary of Empower Pacific, and we in the ministry look forward to continued working with Empower Pacific to serve the people of our country. Thank you, invaluable.